Hello everybody, on this next video I'm going to go over a coffee roaster that's located in the mountains of Maine. It's in a ski town located in Kingfield, Maine. Now this place has caught on really good as far as being a roaster you can get within the state of Maine at different grocery stores. Most of the grocery stores I've seen it at. They really don't have any cafes of their own. Where they sell it and let people test it out and whatnot. They just don't have the setup for that. They're in such a small town. However, their roaster, you can go into the store there and pick some stuff up. I've done that a couple times there. You can just walk in there and they've got a little retail setup. You just tell them what you want and how you want to grind, and they'll go fix it for you right then and there. That I'm not saying roast it for you, but they'll go grab it, grind it up to your specifications, and sell it to you in the store. This is a family-owned business. Let's see if I can pull up a picture of it here. Of it on the outside. Here's one picture of it. Another picture of it. Picture of it covered in snow here. A lot of local news articles here about it you can pull up. But they have caught on. Actually, I just got the memo from them saying that they just doubled the size of their production facility to keep up with the demand, and it's between stuff being sold within the state of Maine and to a lot of online sales has been huge, has really kind of helped them out here. So yeah, here's a little bit about their expansion project that they've been working on. Additional 3,500 square feet to expand their production. So they do, now their prices are a lot lower than Onex, by the way. Unfortunately, they don't have any. I think they do, let's see. They do have a place you can try it out. I think next, like, this one really small coffee shop nearby that you can go try it out at. But as you see here, they kind of have a breakdown of what they have to offer as far as kind of stuff that I've already gotten into. Single origin, special and custom blends, limited organic, low acid, flavored, decaf, customer favorites, and blends, and different growing regions and how to make it. They kind of got a good breakdown and informative on that. Now you grind. I'm not going to get into all the specifics on how to grind it and whatnot. That's not the purpose of this channel. Really, there's plenty of information out there on how to do all that. That's kind of a barista's area. So their prices are very affordable. One thing about them is they do have a wide variety of flavored coffee, but they don't do it just seasonally the way this, say, the roastery in Kansas City does. So look here at flavored. So I'm going to get to some of these. You might think, you would just look at them and you think that, hey, most places would do it just seasonally, like mint flavored coffee, Christmas cookie flavored, and let's scroll down. Their pumpkin spice flavor. They have these out year round all the time. So you can get it whenever you want to. As far as flavored, they tend to be my go-to when it comes to decaf because of the amount of varieties that they have and the options that are available. And they do big bags. Let's just pull up one. Let's just pull some of these up. Here, these are not their flavored. You gotta kind of mess around with it because they kind of got things in different places on their website. So let's just look at decaf Sunrise, and 5-pound bag, and do ship. And like all these others, they do have a subscription service One thing on here is that they do have more options on how you want to grind if you don't have a grinder. So whole bean, French press, foil filter. It all depends. If you the specifics on this when it comes to grind is that most people have what's called a blade grinder. And I got one of those here. And we'll get into this part. This is a traditional blade grinder that people mostly know of. And it's just got a simple, open it up here. And it's just got a simple blade down in there that you can't really adjust the setting based off how you want it ground up. And so you just kind of set it and let it go versus these are also the cheapest grinders out there, the most available. However, if to get the flavor extraction perfect for the style you prefer, you do need to go something a little more expensive. And this is what's known as a burr grinder here. Right here, this is a knob to adjust the setting on it between drip, say all the way down for cold brew. Cold brew needs to be ground very, very coarse. French press is just a dial back, and espresso is extremely fine. You can get into specifics of that. There's plenty of information on that. There's books on the subject. Craft Coffee, a manual is what I'm going to link y'all to. That gets into all the specifics on how to grind it. These burr grinders are a lot more expensive. This one was relatively affordable. Unfortunately, we don't have Bed Bath & Beyond anymore that used to sell these. You can go in the store and look at them. You kind of have to order them online. Or some of these places I've directed y'all to, some of these roasters, they do sell these kind of grinders in store. So that's really what, getting into the specifics right here on how you want to grind based off your equipment, unless you've got a burr grinder. Unless you do have a burr grinder, you really kind of want to make sure you get one of these. Depends on what kind of equipment you have and how you like your coffee done. I'm always curious to see how a particular coffee tastes, depending on how it's done up. I mean, I've got an AeroPress, I got a pour over, I got a French press, and of course I have a drip machine. And I'm always kind of curious, hey, how do I extract the best flavor out of it? And things vary from style of coffee to style of coffee, I think, from what I've seen. That whole matter is extremely subjective. It all depends on the person's preference. That's something that everyone has to figure it out on their own. So you see 1 pound bags here. So $60 to ship a 5 pound bag, and say I want to go to whole bean, and $13.50. So this is, actual 16-ounce bags versus some of these I showed y'all. They're like 12 and 10-ounce bags going for, $19. So their prices are very affordable. And I've tried some of their limited editions, and they were quite nice too. So, and if you see fair trade organic, what that specifically means, you'll see this a lot on some of these sites, that that there's a certified fair trade system to make sure that, like, throughout the entire process, whether from the farmer to the distributor, importer, that they're all paying fair market prices to these farmers and everything else through the distribution system before it gets to you, is what that means. Organics, they got a wide variety of organics. What you see with the different, the specifics, like French roast is probably one of the most darkest roast. In different roast level, you'll see light, medium, and darks. They get into all that, the specifics on there. That's a lot of information. But these are also blends here that they do, and might see that it's things specific for the state of Maine because they are in a ski town. I've tried a number of these over the years. I wouldn't like necessarily say a specific favorite I'd recommend. I introduced my friends and family in the state of Maine. I took some friends there actually before to them, and this is their go-to when it comes to coffee that's readily available up there that they kind of have stuck with. Low acid, there's specific beans from Southeast Asia, from Indonesia that are primarily did see one, Brazil, but most of these are from Indonesia. They just have low acidity, and then you see a few of these are out of stock. So they are selling quite a bit, and it's not even fall and winter. Fall and winter, as you expect, is when most of these places get most of their business, and they're kind of in a low season right now, except for cold brew. Cold brew is kind of high in demand. I know some people that they drink cold brew because it does have less acidity to it. That's kind of their go-to on that. I want to get an entirely separate video, going to kind of bring things together, getting more ins and outs on decaf in it next. They do have some options on making yourself some half calves on here. I make my own half calves. I kind of just find some different ones that I like as far as decaf and regular, and I blend them together to create my own half calves. I do not roast my own coffee. That's a hobby I just don't want to get into right now. But I do make my own blends. I do make my own half calves because I go to these places a lot, and I'm kind of like, okay, I know how they taste. Like, what happens when I say I blend them with their competitors' coffee and create my own unique profiles? That's something I do. I've got the jars as far as storage in them. Jamaica be crazy. My friends have tried this. They really like it. It's comes up as one of their favorites on here, best sold. And let's see, I do believe you need like a $60 order to avoid shipping, having to pay shipping. So I do it all at once. And here's their hours. Yes, they're open Monday through Saturday. You can go by and pick them up. If you're a ski buff, you might want to swing by. If you're in the Sugarloaf area, swing by. But this is a really scenic area, and it is on the main highway through Kingfield to stop by, and they got ample parking and whatnot. Just they don't have a cafe, just small town. It's probably hard to sustain. But it is a place that I don't think, let's see, do they have any... I don't think they've got any sampler packs, unfortunately, compared to the others. Let's see, that's not their own in-house tea. But they do, they do have some good stuff to try. And I am seeing with them, like I saw in Kansas City, that you do have a craft coffee roaster to match the craft brewery for the States. So the craft brewery for the state of Maine is Allagash in Portland. And Carrabassett's really caught on as the craft coffee roaster of the state. And yes, it's a lot more affordable than Onex, so I just reviewed. And even though I live in Oklahoma, I'm in Maine all the time for family reasons. And this is who I get. I order from them quite a bit because they are a small town in America, and their decaf selection is top notch. If you really like this video, share it, like it, subscribe. Thank you all very much.